Welcome to the party, pal. Your for the neighborhood Master Chaos back with another daily dose of movie love on this really lovely Sunday. It is Sunday, so it is a box set review day, and I've got a dilly of a doozy for us. Are you ready for this? I know you are. This comes from Eureka Films. I got this one fairly recently, and I couldn't wait to open it. And I'll tell you what, this was a chore. That's the best way to describe it. I hate putting it in that term, but it's the best way to describe what this viewing experience was like for me. Now, this Eureka Films box set comes with what is stated on the front, the Once Upon a Time in China Trilogy, but you get 4 movies with this. Now, there are 6 movies apparently in the Once Upon a Time in China franchise, only 4 of them starring Jet Li. So, what you get here are all the Jet Li Once Upon a Time in China movies. Do I regret, or do I feel like I'm missing out with the fact that it doesn't include Part 4 and Part 5? No. No, I do not. I feel like I've had enough Once Upon a Time in China for my entire lifetime. And that sounds negative, and it kind of is. But I'll go into detail as to why I felt this entire collection here felt like a chore to get through. Comes in this really nice little slipcase here. You know, just a tad more firm than a Severin, than one of the older Severin box sets. And it's got special features on the back. A ton of special features. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna throw up a freeze frame, and feel free to pause and read all the features at your leisure. All 4 movies are in this little packaging right here, kind of an old-fashioned packaging if you ask me. I feel like this is kind of a Mill Creek type of thing. Opens up like this. You've got the 4 blues in there, and they got their own individual artwork as it is. Parts 1, 2, 3, which most people consider the classic trilogy, the classic, movies when it comes to this franchise. And then Part 6, which is Once Upon a Time in China and America. Clever title. I'll get to them individually. Now, these are Jet Li films, directed by Tsui Hark. Tsui Hark is one of the best, Hong Kong filmmakers ever. Right up there with John Woo and Ringo Lam. Tsui Hark's films are, well, the best way to describe it for an audience that doesn't know these types of films or doesn't normally see these types of films, picture Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, wire work, exaggerated stunts, exaggerated motions, superhuman strength, that kind of stuff. That's what you get here. And that was my biggest problem with this movie. To be honest, I think Jet Li could be a good fighter, but compared to Jackie, I'm going to be honest, I think he's kind of trash. And I'm not saying that to be disparaging, but I'm saying in terms of a performer, Jet Li can fight. I'm not taking that away from him, but Jackie doesn't need wires. Jackie doesn't need stunt doubles. Jet Li, almost every fight is a wire fight. Jet Li uses stunt doubles as confirmed by one of the special features. Donnie Yen lets it slip. Oh yeah, one of Donnie Yen's stunt doubles hit me by accident, and that's how I got hurt. So wait a minute. He uses stunt doubles and wires? I could do that. I mean, obviously I've got some martial arts training, but anybody could do this, what Jet Li is doing, with some training, obviously. So it doesn't make Jet Li as special to me as somebody like Jackie Chan. You watch any Jackie Chan movie, that's 100% him. 100% him all the time. The guy is his own special effect. Jet Li here needs assistance, and to me, that's kind of lame. Jet Li here plays Wang Fei Hong, who is a historic figure in Chinese history. He's also a doctor, which is something I didn't know about Wang Fei Hong. So essentially, Jet Li is a doctor who knows how to fly and kick people's butts. That's essentially what you have here for 4 movies. Now, the first one is probably the closest thing to what I thought the series was going to be in general, which is a historical fiction martial arts movie. You get sort of that. All the movies, by the way, are East meets West kind of things. Like Chinese, being subjugated by the Russians or the Americans or the British and yada, 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 that kind of movie, and them trying to keep their identity, them trying to keep their culture, them trying to not be policed by these people who've taken over their country. And I realize that's a big part, a huge part of their identity and their culture, and a big part of their history. And, to this day, you could say they probably haven't gotten over that. But the movies are very one-sided when it comes to that. But I do like that most of the bad guys in this are Chinese. I thought that was very interesting. Most of the villains that Jet Li takes on here are Chinese people that have been either, seduced to the dark side by the foreign powers, or the foreign intruders, or people who are just greedy. But they're all Chinese. I thought that was very, very interesting in terms of like how they paint the culture, how they paint their world, how they paint their worldview, compared to other martial arts movies. I'm going to be honest, I watched all these movies back to back, and I feel like I binged an entire series. Every movie feels like a season of television crammed into a whole thing. And that's not a good thing. That's kind of a really bad thing. The first movie is about 2 hours and 15 minutes, and it felt like a 6-hour movie. It just felt so long and so thick. There were so many characters, so many subplots, so many things going on, so many, slow moments. The pacing was all over the place. Great fights. There were some really good fights. I would say the first two movies are the best fights, hands down. But there's a really cool ladder fight in part one. But. The pacing was so off. The pacing was so sluggish. The story was so all over the place that I found myself losing track of what was happening. Why was it happening? And while it's not necessarily unclear, it just speaks to the fact that there's so much going on, almost too much, where there would be, for example, 10 minutes of screen time. And I'd be like, man, that felt like a good 45 minutes. Is this movie almost over? And I'd hit the time button to see where we were at, and only 10 minutes had elapsed. But it felt like a good 45 minutes to an hour of content. That's not a good thing when you're making an action picture, that it drags. And this is the problem with all the movies. They drag their ass. Now, the first one has action, but it's sporadic. And again, it's that wire work stuff. So for me, and I'm a fan of martial arts movies, for me, wire work is boring. Wire work is boring. If you're telling me a historical fiction movie, if you're saying this is a historical event, Wang Fei Hong is a real guy, this actually happened, this is a part of our culture, why is he Superman? He's not Superman. Why is he Superman? It doesn't make any sense to me. Why is he flying around? How can he kick a cart and send it flying into 6 guys? No, he's not Superman. And the further we go into the franchise, the more powers he gets. There's a part, I think in, part 4, where he's literally just floating down, through the crowd. What the hell is going on? To me, it's unrealistic, and it breaks the tension, it breaks the believability. I can't suspend disbelief if you're telling me that this normal guy has flying abilities. Obviously, he's not flying, he's just jumping. You can't jump like that. That's not how jumping works. I think the best way to describe these movies without boring you, because I feel like I would be, is just to give you a brief description of all the films. The first one is the most historical one. It has to do with white slavery and things like that. It's 2 hours and 15 minutes, so keep that in mind. It felt like a 6-hour movie. The second movie is the best movie. It's Once Upon a Time in China 2. This one stars Donnie Yen, and he's a villain, and he's fantastic. And it does have the best fights in the movie. If you can see the reflection in my glasses, that's the fight I'm referencing. Every once in a while, you'll catch glimpses of it if you pay attention. Second one is the best one, in my opinion, but it's still very sluggish. As far as I remember, it's an hour and 52 minutes, but again, it feels like a 4-hour movie. It feels really long, really, really drawn out and long. There's so many little small moments and quiet moments, and normally I like that. But if you're giving me small and quiet moments, and then you're giving me Superman, it feels really off balance. Again, it feels like you're watching a whole season of television in one movie. And that's off-putting. Part 3 is ridiculous. I call that one the parade movie. It's all about the Empress is throwing some kind of contest. Hey, whoever has the best lion, dragon float is going to win an award or some kind of medal or something. But what I didn't realize was that it is really a martial arts competition, and it's a great honor to have this medal from the Empress. And so, those little lion dragons, I don't even know what they're called. I'll show pictures of them. Imagine the movie is full of these lion dragons, and it's people karate kicking each other under these dragons. That's the movie. That's the whole movie. And this one is another hour and 50 minutes. Yeah, it's about an hour and 52 minutes. Again, feels like 4 hours. Feels like just a long, drawn-out 4 hours. And after a while, I was like, man, I'm so sick of seeing these goddamn lion dragon things. I don't want to see these ever again. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. And the fights aren't that great in this one. I think the fights are the worst in part 4. This one, the fights aren't that great. There's too much of that lion dragon bullshit. And gone is the magnetism that we got from Donnie Yen in the second one. That fight is fantastic. Here we don't get anything like that. He gets no real villain to match him and his skill, which is unfortunate in my opinion. It's not very good. And then we get to the fourth one, which is called Once Upon a Time in China and America. This is technically part 6, and it's Jet Li's return to the franchise because he wasn't in part 4 and 5. This was stupid as shit. This is a spaghetti western. Okay, think of a boring version of Shanghai Nights. Now, I like Shanghai Nights, but you got my boy Jackie in there, and Jackie knows how to roll. Jet Li, okay, God. This is, okay, it feels like 2 seasons of television in one movie, and it's the shortest movie. It's an hour and 40 minutes, something like that. About an hour and 40 minutes, but it feels like, it feels 4 times as long. So much happens, so much random stuff happens. Wang Fei Hong and his fiance, they traveled to San Francisco to found Chinatown and, meet up with some friends there that have moved there, and they run afoul of bandits, Indians. There's a whole 30-minute subplot where Wang Fei Hong loses his memory, he becomes amnesiac, and he starts living with Indians, and then that's over in 30 minutes, and that whole plot's forgotten. I was like, wait a minute, he has amnesia, and now he doesn't have amnesia? Why even put that in the movie? Why even put that in the movie at all? What a waste of screen time. Who cares? And then, the Indians never come into play. We never see them again until the end. They show up. Oh, are we too late for the party? Yeah, you're too late for the party. Why are you in this movie? The more I think about it, the more I am upset with this movie, and I'm so disappointed. Obviously, I grabbed this because I wanted to enjoy it. I wanted to love it. I thought I would. But for me, as a martial arts fan, keep that in mind. I love martial arts movies. I have an extensive martial arts collection, as you may have seen. I was bored with this movie. So imagine somebody who doesn't like martial arts movies, they would probably hang themselves watching this. So I can't recommend it. I cannot recommend the Once Upon a Time in China trilogy, quadrilogy, whatever you want to call it here from Eureka. I will say, it looks great. The movies do look pretty good. They're a little faded. They're very yellow. These are the most, and that's not in a racist way. Don't take that in a racist way. I mean, the film look, the color palette is very yellow, very orange. It's a very orange movie. All of them are, which I thought was a really strange choice. China's so colorful, and to make the movie so sickly yellow looking, it's very bizarre to me. Overall, super boring. I will, however, give you my ranking. Number 1, the best one is part 2. 100%. Once Upon a Time in China Part 2 with Donnie Yen. That is the best one. Number 2, the first one is the second best, only by default. Number 3, I would probably go with the third one. And then number 4, Once Upon a Time in China in America, the spaghetti western karate movie, which is so stupid. So stupid and full of such dumb subplots that just take up time. By the way, Part 6, technically, the fourth movie on here, was directed by, you ready for this? Sammo Hung, who's not even in the movie. Sammo Hung directed Part 6, Part 4, whatever the hell you want to call it. Once Upon a Time in China in America. And it's bad. It's so bad. It's so stupid and bad. Oh, God, what a shame. What a shame. I am heartbroken. If you're a fan of these, I think you'll be okay to grab it. If you've seen these before and you really love them and you enjoy them, it's a no-brainer. Grab it. This is the best these movies have looked. This is the best packaging for these movies. If you've never seen these movies, If you're not even a martial arts fan, skip it. Let me know what you guys think. Do you have it? Have you seen it? Do you like it? If you like it, great. I'm glad you liked it. I just really didn't. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Are you interested in getting it? Are you not interested in getting it? That's part of the fun. Okay, pal, this has been your Philly Neighborhood Master of Chaos signing off. Have a great rest of your day. I love you very much. Remember that I love you just the way you are, and I remain to be continued.